wanted to give you a little more detail on the essay you're going to be writing for me uh, next. Okay. Well, my light doesn't seem to want to behave. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I also want to have you get a little bit more into your research paper. So I thought I'd make a video. I thought maybe it would stick a little more in your mind if you saw this on video instead of just seeing me in front of the classroom. Okay, you're only going to see me in this video anyway, but that's beside the point. I want to do something a little different for you. So, first of all, in your essay this week, please pay attention to it. Take notes when I tell you this, because this is going to be what your assignment is, what your writing assignment is, okay? You just wrote a description of a room. Well, now we're taking description to a totally different level. You did a description of something material. Now you're going to do a description of something that's completely different. You could touch what you were describing before. You could feel it. You could walk over to it and see it, okay, in person, live, right there, you know. This week, we're going to write a description of something that is abstract. Abstract meaning you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you know it exists, okay? You know it exists, but you can't touch it or feel it, okay? Can you see it? Well, maybe you can see it in people's actions. Can you feel it? Well, maybe you can feel some of these things inside here or here, okay? But you can't, physically feel it like so. So we're going to be asking you to write a description of an idea, an abstract concept. What am I talking about? How can you write a description of an idea? Okay, let me give you some examples of abstract concepts. Beauty. What the heck is beauty? Well, we all know beauty's in the eye of the beholder. What's beautiful to one person isn't necessarily beautiful to another person, okay? So, beauty is definitely a concept that we have within us. And so it's an idea rather than a real thing. We can call something beautiful and somebody else may think it's not beautiful at all, okay? So that's an abstract concept. Love. We can feel love, but we can't touch love, okay? In a sense, we know what love is, but really, we can only describe love in the sense of what we see as the attributes of love, what we think are the attributes of love. Patriotism. What does that mean? Can you touch patriotism? No. Is patriotism a flag going by? Of course not. Do you feel something when a flag goes by? When the flag of the United States goes by? I hope so, because that's a feeling of patriotism. So coming up with different examples of it. Hatred. Do we hate Satan? I'm sure we do. Okay. And do we hate evil? Sure we do. Okay. So we hate those things, but they're not physical things for us to hate. They're ideas. Now, Satan is real, but he's not physical, okay? So it's really existing in an abstract concept. Faith. We all believe in God, okay? And so we have faith, but what's faith? What is it? Can you touch it? Can you feel it? Okay, so these are all abstract concepts. Okay, and so what you're going to do this week is you're going to choose an abstract concept and describe it. Make the reader know what it is, what it means to you. Okay. So you're going to do a pre-writing. I want you to do all 5 steps in the process because you write better when you do all 5 steps. It was pretty interesting that some of you didn't really get into the last step until you had your papers in front of you ready to hand in. And then you went through and eliminated some words and drew some arrows and that kind of stuff. Okay. but that's part of the last step. What I'm going to collect from you is your pre-writing rough draft and then final. The steps in between, it will be obvious to me if you didn't do them because your paper will indicate that you didn't do them. You won't have those kinds of things done correctly, so you won't have done them. Okay, so they won't show correctly in your paper. Pretty simple. Okay, so that's one thing you're doing in your assignment this week. The other thing, and we're going to see part of that on Thursday. Okay, we're going to see your pre-writing and your rough draft on Thursday. Okay, and then the other thing I want you to do is this. I want you to have done a little looking, at least on the internet, for at least 5 different sources for information for your research paper, okay? Because the research, but you're going to have at least 6 sources. Okay, let's say 4. I want you to find at least 4 sources that have to do with your topic between now and Thursday. And I want you to get 3x5 or 4x6 note cards. Get a pack of note cards, 3x5 or 4x6, and write each source that you find, all of the information on it so you can get back to it. Everything you would need to get back to it. Each one separately on a note card, okay? You don't have to go through those. You don't have to try to find information yet. You're looking for sources, okay? So that's what you're going to do for us for Thursday. And again, I'll go into detail more in class, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were off and running on this and present things to you in a little bit different form. Okay, so you have a good rest of today, okay, and now to class.